Alright guys, the top 5 Jordans in my collection, and probably the top 5 sneakers that mean the absolute most to me. As you guys know, when I was younger, I really couldn't afford what I wanted as a kid because I got into the sneaker game a little bit too late. But I got into DJing a little bit early, so I did have a lot of money from DJing when I was a kid and just saving up money. But DJing and sneakers hold a big part in my life because they go hand in hand when I was growing up. Sneakers kind of did keep me out of trouble because I really had nothing else to spend my money on. The only trouble I got in was buying a lot of sneakers. And as you guys could see behind me and actually in front of me, sneakers did take up a whole lot of my life. But like I said, they kept me out of trouble, kept me working hard for what I wanted, and made me actually believe that if you work hard enough, you could achieve anything and get what you want. But, yeah, these 5 sneakers sitting in front of me right now, one of them is one my girlfriend got me, which, again, I'm eternally grateful for everything that she does for me and everything that we do for each other. The other sneakers are sneakers that I blatantly just couldn't afford when I was younger because, as you guys know, if you guys are in the sneaker game, back in the day, a little bit back in the day, the sneaker resale for Jordans was off the chain before, like, Adidas dropped the Yeezys and stuff like that, and Kanye was still at Nike, so Nike kind of had that hype behind it. But, well, the Kanye hype behind it, and the Jordan hype is, don't get me wrong, the Jordan hype is still very big and very large and widespread, but it's died down a little bit now, which for people like me, and I know a lot of collectors now are taking advantage of it, which is fucking awesome. Do what you gotta do. And just like I said, I'm taking advantage of it. So these are sneakers I got at retail. These are Jordans that I traded for cheaper amounts. These are Jordans that I hold tightly in my collection, and I look at some of these as grails, and if you do not, I don't care. Like I said, this isn't a Yeezy video, this isn't a hype video, even though my Yeezys and my other pair of sneakers that I'm not going to mention are right there, and I have my Nike Air Yeezys sitting in the box, because it's sneakers like these that hold a special value in my heart. And I look at these sneakers and it reminds me of where I was and how much trouble they kept me out of and everything like that. So without all that sappy shit and without further ado, let's get into them. So the first Jordan, these aren't in number order. The first Jordan that I got is the True Blue 3. When I was younger, obviously back in the day, if you had a pair of True Blues, they were either shot to shit, beat, or you kept them crispy clean. Either way, this shoe is freaking amazing, and I actually picked these up the day I asked my girlfriend out. Yes, I asked my girlfriend out on Black Friday, and these were actually sitting on Black Friday, which is hard to believe with that, you guys know, that Nike Air on the back. But I really did like what I really do like what they did with this sneaker. And bringing it back with that Nike Air. This sneaker is such a classic. When I bought it and was ranting about it, people were getting on my case. Oh, they're not grails. They're not like what they used to be. But all in all, this is a True Blue 3. I do love this sneaker. This was probably one of the first sneakers that I saw as a kid that made me want sneakers. So for me to have this in my possession in the condition that it's in, this will forever stay in my collection. So my first sneaker to show is the True Blue 3. Moving on, is the Grape 5. Once again, I did post this ranting that this is another grail sneaker. As you guys can see, I do wear it a lot because, like what Kai Somar said, we wear our kicks. And yeah, I wear these quite the few amount. Like if you guys can see, I have like dirt and stuff like that. But the Grape 5, I don't even know where this sneaker came from. All I know is when I was younger, I said I wanted it. I loved the colors because back in the day, all like the poppy colors were coming out. And I mean, I was seeing like Wale with these. I saw Kanye West with these. I saw a lot of influential people wearing these. And I did see a lot of people in my high school wearing these. So these sneakers right here, I mean, I always wanted these. I actually found these at SneakerCon for $150. I saw them, was talking to the guy. They were my size. I started walking away, and my buddy Anthony at the time and my girlfriend were like, yeah, don't get them, walk around, wait a little bit. And I had to turn around and pick them up because I knew if I didn't pick these up, I was never going to see them again. But this was the only sneaker I bought at SneakerCon, and I'm glad about it. I'm happy about it. I didn't buy Yeezys. I didn't go out of my way to look for anything. I just came across these, and I knew it was meant to be. And this is kind of homage to the first pair of sneakers that I've ever got. The first ever pair of sneakers I got were the Green Bean 5s. So I was always a 5 kid. I was always a 5 kid and a Spizike kid, but I was never able to afford them. I would just stare at them on Flight Club all the time. I would just stare at Flight Club and just look at the cash, and I was like, I don't have it. And back in the day, I couldn't go to the city because, you know, I was young and I was afraid to take the train and stuff like that, but for going to the city, picking these up on a special day of SneakerCon and just everything else, they're great 5s. Moving on to the next sneaker is the Aqua 8. Now this Aqua 8, if I'm not mistaken, is the 2015 release. I think it was 2015. Let me just check the receipt, if I still have the receipt. Nope, I do not have the receipt. I actually think my receipt to this day is still in Anthony DJ Infinite in his car. So Anthony, if you're watching this, I want that receipt because I'm curious. But the Aqua 8, the original Aqua 8, obviously you can't touch that one when it's due to a remake. The only thing I don't like about these sneakers is the glue and the sparkles on this part and that hint of gray. But growing up, everybody had these. I didn't because I missed out on them. I actually tried to buy the women's Aqua 8s, the baby blue ones, but they didn't have my size. So I tried to get those, but when I heard that these were coming out, on the day after release day, I was at work, and I had the money, I got paid, and I called them up and said, I think it was Foot Locker, called them up and said, hey, could you hold I think the 8.5 was their only size, so these are a little bit big on me, but I want to get Soul Shields and like do them up again because they're a little dirty. But they held them for me. I called them up. They said they only had the 8.5. They held them for me. I flew to the Freehold Mall after work. Picked them up. I actually got there and said my name, and they actually weren't even on hold. They weren't even on hold. They just had them there, and nobody picked them up. So ever since that day, I actually realized that Jordans were going down because an Aqua 8 was sitting. I think 2014 to 15 was the year that the Jordans were just started sitting. But the Aqua 8, like I said, everybody had these in high school. If you had Jordans in high school, you were the cool kid. If you had Adidas on, you were getting roasted down to hell. But now you can wear anything and be good, which is cool because, you know, we wear what we want. The Aqua 8, like I said, an amazing shoe, an amazing find for me. And the last thing that I like about the Aqua 8 was it was one of the Jordans that had the retro card in it. So I'm a big retro card fan, so is my dad, because he just likes to take them and put them in our bar room in the house. Again, actually, if you guys want a bar room tour of my my family's bar room downstairs, leave a comment or like, and I'll see if I could, you know, go down there and do it. But one of the last sneakers to show you guys, which actually watching YouTube videos, there's a sneaker. Watching YouTube videos and seeing a lot of stuff like people's sneaker collections, I don't see the shoe a lot by any means. As you guys could see, it's a 6, but I don't see this sneaker a lot in anybody's collection, and I don't know why. I don't even know why I wanted this sneaker when I was younger. I think it was because of what was on it and what it was. This was one of the sneakers that I feel like started the Olympic series for the Jordans, and that is the Beijing Olympic 6. As you guys could see right here, it's the Beijing, I think it's like a henna stitching on the shoe. This sneaker is a 9.5, so I cannot wear it. But for a sneaker being like 10 years old, back in the day, I'll tell you guys right now, this sneaker was $150. I actually saw this sneaker, as you guys could see. Obviously, it's worn. Doesn't smell too good, but I mean, it smells like a new shoe, but it still gets that. It still has that like musky smell. I actually was on Instagram on East Coast Boutique's website, which is now Clientele. So shout out to Clientele for, you know, hooking it up and always hooking it up. I actually saw them. They had these for, I think it was like $100. I know it wasn't my size, but I was off. I wasn't doing anything. I had a pair of Hair Ones. That's what I had. And I called them up and I was like, yo, I live like almost an hour away. I have a pair of Hair Ones. I want to trade that for the Olympic Sixes. Near dead stock. They said, all right, bring them over. The dude Adam, Solely Ghost, shout out to him as well for running a good team. A great pair of dudes. They traded me. I had the box in my hand and I was shaking. I ran to my car and immediately I started crying because I got these sneakers in my hand. The reason why I like Jordan so much and the reason why I'll always stick with Jordan is because they held a special place in my heart, like I said, when I was younger. And I don't care if the sneaker is a $5,000 sneaker, if it's a Beluga, if it's a Don, if it's a Nike Air Yeezy, if it's anything hyped up like that, I could buy it. I could spend as much money as I can on it. But I will never get the reaction, or I would never get that feeling of copying a pair of sneakers that I wanted when I was a kid. And the Beijing Olympic 6 sure as hell did that. So, big ups to Jordan on making an amazing shoe with all the colors and stuff like that. But this sneaker is amazing. Moving on to the last sneaker is the Cherry, or the Cherry Red 13. I actually got these in an 8. Me and my girlfriend stopped at Foot Action. Shout out to everybody that works at Foot Action, because they're actually mine and my girlfriend's people. They actually held these for me. It was release day. Well, and they told us like how much they had and stuff like that. But this shoe means a lot because my girlfriend bought it for me. My girlfriend did buy me a fair amount of sneakers, but this sneaker right here and where's the other one? This sneaker right here, and I know it's not a Jordan, but this sneaker right here. So this guy and this guy do mean probably the most to me. I will, towards the end of showing you guys, this is actually the first pair of sneakers that she got me. She actually got me one more pair, which I'll show you right now. Bah! The Chronicle SBs. I wore these a lot, like almost down to the bone. She actually surprised me with these in Flight Club in New York City. And, yeah, that was amazing. But if you guys want to see a girlfriend pickup video on everything that my girlfriend got me, like I said, my girlfriend's a sneakerhead. It's not like, you know, I'm tugging on her shirt telling her to buy me these, but we do help each other out. Like you saw, I got her the Human Races. But yeah, the 13 I kind of threw it in there because it was one of the Jordans that she got me. Once again, if you guys want to see a video with all the Jordans that she did pick up for me, because that's another heartfelt video. But this, we have matching pairs, so whenever she wears them, she looks dope. Whenever I wear them, I just look like an idiot. But, yeah, that's the last sneaker, and that wraps it up for the top 5 Jordans in my collection, and probably the most sneakers that, you know, mean the most to me. Just an honorable mention. I do have to mention these. And if you guys don't know what these are, you could just hop the fuck off my channel. But the infrared Air Maxes. When I got these, I thought I was the shit as a kid. We do have a black lab. Her name's Gia. When she was a puppy, she actually bit into the sole. But, I mean, man, I think I got these my sophomore year of high school. I paid, I want to say $100 for these. I wish I kept them in better condition, but, I mean, whoop, juggling a little bit. But, I mean, this sneaker is just freaking amazing. But, guys, that's it for all my sneakers. If you like what you saw, I'm actually running out of time on the video because I can only film in 15-minute increments.